Yeah, it's a weird thing to say. We can handle the Wen guy because the Yingling Patriarch is a goner. Is that how they, like, screwed up his reputation by claiming he was with the Wen? Might be. Might be if he was using the Wen as his zombie army, might appear to everyone else. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, and we are back with another episode of modaozushi, Grand Master of Demonic Cultivation. Which again, I never knew it had an English title. I guess obviously it would have some sort of translation. But I'm always just used to seeing MDZS, or again, modaozushi. For some reason I always keep saying modaozushi, because I keep putting an A in the first part of the name. Either way, as per usual, come back with notes and a board. Usually I don't do a board changelog for the first episode because it would just be a lot of stuff. And I'm going to be kind of honest here. I have written some bits of a board changelog. I think I just forgot to write a bunch of it because it's not represented on the thing. I'll go ahead and just bring that up here. And I'll read to you what I've got, and obviously you can fill in the blanks on what's missing here. I should be more on it when it comes to episodes after the first, specifically because the first, again, tends to be the introduction to all the characters, but I have a feeling, given the number of people that died in the first episode, that that's not going to be the case here. So, I added Wang Yi. I'm connecting Legend of Galactic Hero characters to this for some reason. Wei Ying, his brother, and Jing Chang, which I guess is apparently where I stopped keeping track of characters that I added. I connected wuxian, which is Wei Ying. I don't know what you call it. They have, like, their name, and then this other name, which is what people tend to call them. And I don't know what that is. Like, I would call it a nickname, but I don't think it's a nickname. I think it's some sort of combination of letters that make up your name that makes the thing that people call you. And then not everybody has them. I've put it on the board, their given name or their actual name, that whatever that name thing is that people call them. And then there's one person on the board who specifically has, like, a title as well, which is another part, like another name with their title, like their lord. Sorry, I'm not scrolling in here to see what it is. You can see it on the thing down below, though. And as always, there's a link down below in the description of the video to see a much larger version of this, so you don't have to, like, zoom in on the video or whatever. So yeah, there is just a large collection of names, which is going to be a nightmare for someone like me who's doing this specifically because they're bad with names. Anyway, I connected wuxian to his brother with a blue line with a red arrow from his brother to him for reasons I'll get into in my notes. I connected wuxian to Jian Cheng with a red line. I marked wuxian as dead, and then I added outlines for all of the listed clans that we've gotten so far. I don't know if I should have added, like, a Mo clan. It's given that it's a family. I don't think it's a clan, even though there are, like, 3 people listed as being Mo. So I don't know. And that is basically the end of my board changelog. And you can see that I must have stopped taking notes about who I was adding to the board before the intro of the episode. Because then you get, what, the mother, the cousin, the servant, the 3 people from the Lin clan, the donkey, our main guy's mother and father, and of that, 3 of those people died already, right? So, yeah. The board is doing its work. I didn't. Unfortunately, though, I also made the board, so in some respect, I did the work. Anyway, unfortunately, the note section isn't going to be that much better. I don't know what was up with me when I was trying to take my notes on this first episode. I guess it's just the element that it's the first episode, and I don't know that it does that great of a job setting me up for the world building. Only for, like, the shows that I'm used to watching the world building for. Say, like, when we're watching Yadagarasu for the first time, I feel like the world building that they do in that show is more like Game of Thrones style, whereas I feel like the world building I'm getting from modaozushi is more like, you already know Batman's backstory. We don't have to tell you. I feel like I'm expected to know some of this, so they can, like, hand wave over it kind of quickly. If that's not the case, then I'm just real bad, I guess. I wrote down the first 30-second thing, which was the Yiling Patriarch is back. Wen clan run amok, and people suffered. Righteous clans launched the Sunshot campaign to oppose Wen. Wei Wuxian, the Yiling Patriarch, contributed a lot during the campaign. However, due to his demonic path and great power, some feared him and had him set up. He was thusly despised by the public, and his home was destroyed by his beloved brother, and he died miserably. So, the Wen clan is bad, and the Yiling are good, seems to be the point of this. Just that the Yiling Patriarch, Wei Wuxian, is feared for his demonic power, and his home was destroyed by his brother. A listing of items that we've heard about so far. We have the Ghost Flute Shengxing, which is currently missing, I think. We have the Stygian Tiger Amulet, which we saw was destroyed. And the Black Wind Flag, which is a craftable item infused with, I don't know how it says, Qui? G? G? Tell me. Tell me in the comments down below how to say QI. Anyway, it lures in spirits and zombies. Current list of locations is the Mo Village and the Burial Mounds, and I guess technically I didn't put this down, but on the board you can also see a listing of locations for where each clan is from, so also those locations. So Wuxian's old friend killed him, and his brother destroyed his home. The 4 clans listed gathered together and burned the burial mounds, which makes sense given that we saw Wuxian playing the ghost flute, Shengxing, and raising a zombie fighting force. Burning the burial mounds is essentially taking out his army. They also say that Jian's raised him like a son. We have no real information on the Yiling clan, so not sure how belonging to 2 clans would work. Not likely to matter now, though, since it's also implied that he killed most of the Zhangs. The prologue seems to imply that Wuxian helped to destroy the Wens, but doesn't mention if that destruction was complete or not. So going to leave them on the board until otherwise mentioned. The prologue voices also imply that many clans tried to summon Wuxian and failed. I guess everyone that tried over the last 13 years wasn't willing to sacrifice their soul in the attempt. Mu Zhanyu's father is a clan leader. Which clan is yet unknown, but he's also said to be a bastard. So his father wouldn't recognize him as legitimate. I mean, in spite of that, people on the street recognize him as the elder son of the Mo family. So really disparate sentiments going on there, it feels like. I guess Wuxian got lucky that the person that summoned them got everything they wanted within a day of the summoning, considering that they left no instructions behind. Wuxian themselves was confused, listing off possible things Mo could have wanted done to these people. This is one of those Indiana Jones situations, where if they weren't around, things would have happened exactly the same way. If Mo didn't sacrifice himself to summon Wuxian, the evil spirit would have still come, killed everyone, and if he was around, he would likely have also died. Just like he did in the summoning, right? So, and by dying there, I mean, like, he died spiritually in the summoning because he sacrificed his spirit to summon this thing. So technically, Mo Zonyu is dead. It's wuxian who's inhabiting the body. Cultivators love traveling and demon hunting, I guess implying that the Lan clan members that we encounter identify as cultivators first and Lan clan second. I suppose I should also correct myself that I compared this first episode to Ayakashi and the seals put up in that. Well, they did put up seals before the evening, and I failed to notice it because the seals in this show vanished when put up, and I only noticed the last-minute nighttime seals put up after the fact. So, apologies for missing that. Wuxian brings up a good point. Where did Zon Yu learn the forbidden summons? We know he had magic items, as his cousin had stolen them, but everyone around doesn't even bat an eye at the conceit of having magic items, so not sure what to do with this information. Pretty bad luck to just run across this left arm thing as a normal person. Without any spells, barriers, or anything, it just takes over your body, sucks out all of your blood, and turns you into a zombie in an instant. Because we saw the servant, it had like rammed down his throat or something. And then boom, that guy was dead. So if you're living in this world and the left arm thing just comes on you, you're dead. That's it. I guess it's like a deadite in the Evil Dead series, right? If a deadite comes upon you, you're just instantly gone. My final note here. So either the cultivators or the Land clan wear clothing with inscriptions on them that protects them from being touched by spirits. I guess this is the opposite side of that coin. That if you're part of one of those two organizations, because again, I don't know if it's being part of the Land or being part of the cultivators that gets you this stuff. But you have that one-time defense barrier thing to prevent you from being a deadite or left arm or whatever you want, right? But a normal person, anyone else in that town who didn't shut their windows and lock their doors like they were told, dead. Zombies all the way through. Alright, well, anyway, that was all of the notes that I brought from episode 1. But as I said before, I kind of had seen episode 1 already. And for some reason, I remembered it as like 3 episodes in my head. Turns out I'd only watched the first episode. So whatever this episode is, it's going to be entirely new territory to me. So let's go ahead and hop on in and see what we get.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button,
comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this, unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
Okay, we go straight to opening now. I guess to be fair, we don't need the prologue. And as I always have to say, I do have to talk over the opening because copyright and whatnot. Also, the music on this has to be muted. I only realized that after I did the upload for the first episode. This is a 10-cent operation, and 10 cent apparently is very up on keeping track of where its music and audio gets used. So, obviously that means on the Patreon, the audio is completely there, 100%. On the YouTube side, even in the episode itself, not even just the opening, I have to remove all of the background audio. So hopefully the people talking is still getting picked up. I'm not exactly sure. You do the normal amount of testing, which is like sampling 5 different random points in the episode to make sure that when a person's talking, a voice is heard. But there's also the element that this is Chinese, and I've only really tested my audio detection stuff on Japanese before. So I don't know if it matters. I don't know if my audio detection might be racist against Chinese. I don't know. Also, the titles of the episodes are different from the things that I have listed, so I don't know what to do about that. Well, that's right. New guy showed up. Ironically, looking a lot like Wei did in the past, except not a flute, but the other instrument. Okay, so this is somebody that Wei knew in the past. Which was a fear that he had before. He would run into somebody that he knew. To be fair, if you don't eventually give him that apple, he is not going to keep letting you ride him. I guess 13 years isn't that long enough of a time for everything to change. So, barrier seals, but... Oh no! These are just like friggin' traps, aren't it? Barrier seals. This is Naruto territory. So someone's trying to capture zombies or spirits? Okay, so we're calling the donkey Apple. So you think it went off because of Wei being in the thing's body? That Wei set it off and the donkey just happened to get caught? So the implication is that the Jins are rich. This is the one persona this guy knows. Okay, there we go. Okay, yeah. Leader of the clan, okay. I guess that means I can label the rest of the family as Jin, even though they're all dead now. Dude's gonna get dead again. I guess if not for the fact this is essentially the bastard anime, but in Chinese. And less kissing, ironically. Wait, what? Is he using his dead cousin as a spirit attack? That is
是蛮好见，
unexpected.
不过怎么有些眼熟啊？莫玄羽，你找死！居然走这种歪门邪道，快给我撤了！死疯子，再不撤我告诉我舅舅，你等着死吧！舅舅？为什么不是告诉你爹啊？你舅舅是哪位？
他舅舅是我，你还有什么遗言吗？
I guess also, yeah, why wouldn't you tell your dad? Is that an indication towards something about the family line?
金陵，我陪你出来夜猎，就是看你在这儿丢人现眼的，还不滚起来！
The man who killed him, right? Yeah, that's the man who killed him. Sorry, I had to check my board real quick.
疯子，我要打断你的腿！
打断他的腿，我不是告诉过你吗？遇见这种邪魔外道，直接杀了喂你的狗。
So the irony is now he's now in the clan of the man who killed him.
这孩子是……
这是碧晨。
Okay, so now you run into two people that you know. I would say one more intimately than the other.
航空军。
蓝二公子还真不愧那逢乱必出的美名啊！连这种深山老林都亲自出马。
江宗主不也在这里吗？
长辈说话，有你插嘴的份儿。乌苏兰氏自诩仙门名流，礼仪典范，原来就是这样教导族中子弟的。
Okay, so they're all the cultivators, just different clans. Okay.
家公平竞争。金公子在大范山上四处撒网，使得其他家族的修士举步维艰，岂非已经违背了业猎的规则？
哼，他们自己蠢，踩中陷阱，我能有什么办法？
宗主，宗主，宗主，
何事如此匆忙？
这，
有话就说。
I mean, legitimately, this is the opportunity you have to sneak
之
away.
前一道蓝色飞剑把您帮金小公子安排的副仙王毁掉了，
毁了几个？
全部。
Is this going to be the reintroduction of the Wen clan? But they're still around?
这事可能没法商量了。
放肆！
Or is it just that these guys destroyed all of his nets?
江宗主，所毁副仙网，姑苏兰氏。
Okay, never mind. How do I jump to the Wen clan?
还站着干什么？等着猎物自己转过来插你剑上。今天你要是拿不下件像样的东西，今后就不必来找我了。
留步啊！大范山内现有一邪祟非同寻常，需多加小心。
距此数10里的莫家庄，今夜出现了一邪祟，半炷香的时间不到，就连害3人，凶狠异常。是我等疏漏，让他。
I wonder if we're going to get other body parts, considering that was, what, a left arm? Is it going to be a right
什
arm?
么样的邪祟，连蓝二公子都治不住？
这又不是韩光君的问题。
勿作无谓之争。凶邪乃以鬼手左臂，食人血肉。若发现其踪迹，请立即示警。你二人一道查看，一切尽力而为，不可逞强。
明白，韩光君。
See, I don't know what this guy's connection actually is.
拼活的要抓我。
Okay, I was gonna guess it was his brother, but apparently not.
多谢公子在墨家庄时出手相救。
原来是为了这个，你们还杵在这里干什么？
七公子，
这边我来，你们不要来打扰。
Was that nerves or anger? It's always hard to tell what shaking actually implies. Are those Moe's memories? Nope.
无限也真下得了手，那可是一手把他带大的师姐啊！
最可怜的就是这个孩子，才出生1个月，爹娘都不在了。
Well, fuck.
我怎能说他有娘生没娘养？我怎？
I mean, very clearly, Mo is going to have. I can't remember his actual name. Mo is we're gonna have horrible fucking backstory that we're probably gonna get into.
别再跟着我了。
And Wuxian has a horrible fucking backstory that we're definitely going to get into.
副仙王也不是你家的，你们又瞎管什么？有本事你们家也弄400张副仙王来，没本事就闭嘴！真当自己是仙门名士楷模标杆了？你说什么？哎，来啊，谁怕谁啊！
怎么又能打上？哎，你怎么把他打进去了？
我又没伤到他，是他自己掉进去的。
I mean, to be fair, they did pull. I have no doubt it's probably whatever we're talking about before that dwells in the mountain. Probably the beginning in the fucking cave.
这里还挺大的。
这里应该是附近村民供奉祭祀的地方吧？
I'm sorry, why are the villagers conducting sacrifices?
这是。
什么人？你瞧你吓得那样，笑死人了！这么大人了还扮鬼，幼稚！哼，这么大人了还怕？
Okay, a statue, woman
你才幼稚！
dancing?
这天女像的眼睛，方才好像在动。
Again, what I said. The thing dwelling in the mountain.
拙劣了，谁信啊？喂，他哪里动了？哈哈，你还不是怯了？
你们别闹了，我真的看到了。
你老眼昏花了吧？石头也能自己动。
Are those... I can't tell those tiny little people dancing around it, or they were like just holders for something. But why does it stop moving? I don't know, it just feels like there's rules to it if it stops attacking you and just sits there for a while. Also, where did Apple go?
快上！
Okay, well, I mean, fair enough. Your weapons can't hurt it. It is stone. There's a real risk of damaging your weapons if you keep trying to hit stone with your blade.
这文小子真不让人省心。压不下去。
Okay, yeah, looks like you made it more powerful.
是鬼手。
Oh, okay.
激法器，
So the demonic arm can possess statues? That's pretty bad. Really have to try to analyze and figure out the magic rules of this universe.
第一阶总师终于弄了个大的。
Again, it's made of stone.
这是什么鬼玩意儿啊？难怪这大梵山中总是，这鬼手阴邪极深，心总是才怪。
To be fair, you guys put up, Black Wind, was it? Black Wind banners that actually literally summon zombies and spirits.
孩儿们，还不快放个信号，叫你们家那个寒光追上来！谁是你孩儿们？
幸好烟花在墨家庄都放完了，这次恐怕……
Okay, I have to say, he has to be using magic or something.
老祖宗又瞎凑什么热闹？
There's no way that his arrows would break stone more than the swords could.
今天你要是拿不下件像样的东西，今后就不必来找我了。
Yeah, I guess implying you can't destroy it, you have to capture it. He made a flute. I was wondering what he was doing with the bamboo, or the reed, or whatever it was.
喂，都什么时候了，你还吹什么笛子？难听死了！这是
I feel like he's giving the game away though. Unless there's been other flute players in the last 13 years. Okay, to be fair, he did not summon zombies. That would have really given the game away. Okay, it's a win. Technically, I was right earlier. Oh, never mind. I wasn't right. He summoned a zombie of a Wen general. The exact opposite of what I was just saying.
"鬼将军，怎么可能？鬼将军不是藏在乱葬岗没找之前 就已经被挫骨扬灰了吗？
The first siege. Presumably they burned the burial mounds after the first siege.
精灵，
Does that imply that wuxian was with the Wen, even though they claimed he destroyed them? Because why would they be there? Unless the Wen were the ones that burned the burial mounds. I don't think that fits the notes. Yeah, it's like nobody putting together. They have a flute playing guy keeps playing the flute, and this guy keeps doing stuff.
事情没那么简单。
一只鬼手算什么？拿了这鬼将军温宁，咱们才算是大有所获。别胡来，怕什么？一定老祖早死了。上，登。
Yeah, it's a weird thing to say. We can handle the Wen guy because the Yingling Patriarch is a goner. Is that how they, like, screwed up his reputation? By claiming he was with the Wen? Might be. Might be if he was using the Wen as his zombie army. Might appear to everyone else. Okay, you can verbally control them. I don't know what it implies with the fact he's, like, in chains. That they killed this guy while he was a prisoner. Again, guy who knows you. Not as who you are, but who you were.
不好，得先把他弄走才行。
It's weird that they didn't draw holes on the end of the flute where he's playing the actual notes.
在那儿呢，快追！别让他跑了！
I was about to say, what's the point of holding his wrist if you're not actually preventing him from playing the flute? It's pretty cool having the most powerful objects be the musical instruments, because then everything becomes diegetically coded for what's happening in the show.
要挟夺舍，紫电取魂，任何夺舍之人，都会被紫电抽魂出体。江宗主难道怀疑莫公子是被什么人夺舍的？
Literally the antithesis of our main character.
好啊，回来了，魏无羡。
And just instantly discovered him. Okay, Apple is still fine. Good.
想跑？
Is there gonna be something special about the summon that prevents the soul from escaping?
加大师大就了不起啊，随便打人啊，要脸。
怎么可能？
Yeah, I guess so.
为什么没有反应？
废话，子殿当然丑丑的回来，我这可是现生，强行现生。
Ah, there we go. Loophole.
今天我倒要看看，你到底是个什么东西。
够了吧，江宗主？那可是子殿，断没有一次不行2次才成的道理。
你究竟是什么人？为何能召动温宁？
舅舅，这人叫莫玄羽，曾经在兰陵待过。
Is it better or worse to think that somebody might think that you're studying the magic of the guy that you killed, or that the guy you killed is back?
让人恶心的紧。哦，这病得有水准啊！
就是，魏无羡人品再差，好歹也是个风流公子，最爱和美貌女子不清不楚。要夺舍，怎么也不会选一个疯子吧？
那是。方才这
Again, you're working under the assumption he stole the body.
和夷陵老祖的鬼离陈情小弟呀？是吗？
I guess if you think the guy is like the worst and the most powerful around, you wouldn't think that he got trapped in a different body, not of his own choosing.
无论如何，他也是个邪魔外道。带走。
是。喂，哎，你们别过来！救命啊！救命啊！
Yeah, like, is there legitimately any situation wherein being called a lunatic is going to be to your benefit?
要干什么？干什么？
蓝二公子，你是存心要和江某过不去？
江宗主，这莫公子并未被夺舍，你又何必为难一个籍籍无名之徒？
那不知蓝二公子又是为何从刚才起，就一直要护一个修炼邪术的籍籍无名之徒？
Yeah, it's the dark arts element that's really the damning aspect right now.
但行正义事，于情于理，当致谢意。
就是，人家救了我们好几次，刚才又救下了金陵。那个江宗主，你这样纠缠我，我很为难的。我也不是长得好看的都喜欢，像村里那头大笨牛，长得膘肥体壮，我就不喜欢。你，我也不喜欢。
Are you trying to be seductive? Also, a cow. The cousin?
不过嘛，像韩光君这样的，我就很喜欢。恶心不死你！
Is this where being a lunatic might help you?
很好。这个人，我带回兰家了。
Did the seduction work? I'm gonna have to go back over my notes to cover which clan raised him as his own versus which clan he was actually in, because I'm like conflating the two things now in my head.
喂，你哭什么哭啊？是你自己说喜欢韩光君的，现在都把你带回来了，你还好什么？我还喜欢我家小苹果呢，我也没去住驴棚啊。什么乱七八糟的？云深不知处禁止喧哗，规训石壁上写着呢。别吵了，不然有你。
Not helpful that there's giant broken parts of the wall where the rules would have been.
又多了这么多条，我可不想进去找死。
莫公子，韩光君带你回来也是为你好，不然江宗主是不会善罢甘休的。
不用多劝，让他哭，哭累了，拖进去。
是。
Don't bother with him. Let him do his thing until you then completely bother with him.
你干什么？不是这件！停下！快停下！小苹果，你这个叛徒！
I like it. It's funny. But I appreciate it shows this guy was paying attention even the scenes he wasn't in, I guess.
无限，魏无限，魏婴，
来了来了。
It's weird that he wore the same outfit in the past. I feel like I'm going to be developing a timeline. Because I believe it's the 25th year right now. And this one said, what, the 18th? Now previously we're on the 13th year. But I also recognize it said like 20 years ago, so those two numbers don't equate. Okay, we're at the end credits already. And I know this has no next time on, so I have no like reason to pause and wait at the end. And it seems like we're going to be at the end of it. Yeah, I mean, two things enter my head. I discussed at the beginning how I was surprised at the element that these episodes are like 1.5 times the normal length of the episodes I'm used to watching. But at the same time, it felt like that was mostly combat. Yeah, I'm like in two minds about it. I've gone on at length before about what I feel about combat in these anime, which is to say if there's no stakes, then what do I care? And to be fair, I don't exactly know how untouchable our main character is supposed to be right now. It feels like he's not all powerful. So he might actually be a threat. I don't know. Also very surprised Eimer is the end credit song here. He might be a threat, I don't know. But also the element feels like it did not feel like that was the point of that combat. The point of the combat felt like the, not the disparity, the antagonism between the two clans, and seeing that at play, and how that was going to unfold, which I do appreciate. So, when it comes to stakes and my previously established opinion on the points of having fights in these things, I enjoyed that that's what was at play. There was stakes. The other element was, though, did the combat need to be so long? To which, I guess they used every aspect of the length of the combat in different ways, right? One, to show the combat abilities of the specific characters so that when something happens in the future, we can put to scale in our head what we anticipate to be the outcome of any specific fight between any two specific characters. It also showed the motivating factors between each of the characters, like get a guy with the bow and arrow having the other guy in his head, and his, I guess, self-doubt versus his want to live up to the expectations of his elder, right? So we get these from all the specific characters, but then also the elongation of the fight being Wuxian's attempt to, I guess, save them all, and then also not get caught, or I don't know if he's trying to not get caught by having the Wen general get away, or if it's an attempt to prevent the guy who's going to stop him from controlling it, and then having this guy go out of control, and then have all of them destroyed. Or it might just be trying to protect one of his zombies, because it doesn't feel like he's that worried about the two guys in control being destroyed by this thing. More so maybe the 3 or 4 guys under them who couldn't handle the thing that he was using this to take out. The left arm demon thing again. So yeah, there's that. And then, of course, there's the interconnected aspect of, oh, that means my bastard father of the body I'm inhabiting is actually of the clan of the guy who killed me. There's so much here. I'm very much appreciating the world building. I guess the one aspect of the world building I'm not appreciating is the aspect that it is very disjointed, I want to say. I feel like in other shows where I get this kind of world building, it's very much packaged to be okay, this section is going to cover this aspect of that character's backstory and their past and what that means to everybody else. And then this part is going to be about their current development, and then this part's going to be about, you know, you get them in a way that's easy to be like, okay, I can take all of this in all at one time. But here it feels like, okay, here's one aspect of your backstory from a line in a sentence that I then have to apply to a line in a sentence from 40 minutes ago to this other line in this other sentence. If I wasn't taking notes, I'd be fucked. There's no possible way I could keep track of all of this if I wasn't keeping notes on the board. Thankfully I am, though, which means that I will, of course, be rewatching the episode and then taking notes, and then I'm going to come back and hopefully, better than I did this episode, have a whole board update, a whole note section where I'm going to go over each of those interconnected things and how they relate to stuff that was said in the last episode. I guess more specifically, probably the prologue aspect. And yeah, hopefully my understanding will be even better when we start episode 3. That said, though, I think that's where we're going to go ahead and wrap up today. So, once again, I have been Theta, this has been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?